In this video, I'm going to cut off the soft grip portion of my Pittsburgh Pro 1/2-inch ratchet handle. It was one of the first ratchets I bought, approximately $25. At the time, I thought it was a good enough ratchet for me. I've come to decide that this ratchet is not something that I'm really happy with, and in particularly the soft grip. I'm not a fan of soft grips. Didn't seem like there was any other option as far as just straight metal or anything. So I have no idea. When I started this plan to cut off the grip, I had no idea how it was actually made or how deep it was. So here I'm kind of going all the way down to what I feel like is metal. So that was a mistake. What I did not realize is if you just start cutting off this black rubber, that is the part I don't like, you can kind of be left with a hard red handle that might not be so bad for me. So once I kind of figured this out about here, I started to basically try and just remove the black part. So this is a pretty boring video. There's not really much to it. I'm basically cutting off the soft grip part of the Pittsburgh Pro 1/2-inch ratchet handle. I'm sure there's better tools to do this. I just kind of I don't have a vise. I just wedged the C-clamp on some 2x4s and went to town. I started with a razor blade knife, but as I progressed, I grabbed some different tools and learned that there are actually much better tools than I'm using right now. So first I grabbed the fold-out razor blade, and this one just keeps cutting too deep. So on this side of the handle, I did, as you saw when I first went in, gouged it pretty deep, and it's pretty rough cutting, too deep into the red. By the time I flipped it over, I was much better at the technique of basically carving off the black soft rubber, and at some point I tried some different tools, and what worked best was a medium-sized pry bar, just scraping it off. And it took me a while to figure that out, but it's fine. No harm, no foul. Like I said, this is a $20 to $5 ratchet, and I don't really use it anymore, and I'm pretty happy with the final product, more so than I was with this black soft grip. Not a fan at this point. I like the Icon one much better, I will say that. So I'm not totally against soft grips, but this Pittsburgh Pro, I thought I could do better than what's on there. So again, feel free to go 2x speed. This is pretty boring. Basically, it's like whittling wood, and especially someone that's very inexperienced. You shouldn't cut towards yourself, Boy Scout stuff. But I was very careful, did not injure myself. Happy about that, but just had a good old time whittling off this soft black rubber, and it's left with a decent red hard handle. Thinking about putting another different type of material over it. So on this side, I kind of rounded because it's a pretty sharp edge, 90 degrees with the hard red plastic, and then the soft rubber grip kind of fills in like a layer. So on this side, I kind of smoothed it out as if I was just going to go solely with the hard red grip. But by the time I flipped it over, I decided to just simply remove the black layer and left a really sharp groove in there. So if I did use this ratchet as it is, it could be a safety hazard. If you slip, it could probably cut your hand pretty good. So I'm still kind of assessing the situation. As it is, when I finished, I definitely would use this ratchet. I would just be very wary of trying to put any type of decent torque on it because of the sharp edge on the plastic. But it wasn't too sharp. I definitely, sanded it down and stuff, and I have further plans to maybe put another layer of material, try out some different things, essentially make a custom ratchet handle. Sounds like a fun project. Start on the real cheap ratchets, and if I make anything I like, I could possibly look to moving it to a better ratchet. But right now, this is simply just going at it with a razor blade, and I'm going to leave the rest of the video to silence. if you want to watch it. Otherwise, if you fast forward to the once I'm done, I'll briefly go over a summary. So if you made it this far in the video, I'd be a little shocked, but maybe you like watching people whittle wood or plastic or rubber. But I really enjoyed it. This is the final product. I did hit it with some sandpaper, a rasp, some sandpaper, and then some green Scotch-Brite. Very happy with the product. I think I'm gonna layer something else on it and play with it. If I decide to just go purely with the red hard handle, I will cut that step off and sand it smooth and make it safer. But for now, I'm gonna leave it just like this until I come up with a layer of material to put in place of the black rubber.